Okay, guys, I'll try to help you any way I can tonight. Thanks for sticking around.
Point was where they started to take back momentum and things really changed.
They get a score. I thought they battled. I mean, is there a point in the game where it just turned? No. We didn't take advantage of opportunities in the first half, and I've been doing this a long time. And when you do that, sometimes you get away with it, but more times than not, you don't. More times than not, it comes and bites you in the rear end later in the game, and it sure did us. There was an opportunity in this game to have it, 3 scores or more at the half, and we didn't do it. So.
Can you help us better understand the quarterback situation? It appeared that when Noah started, he threw a couple nice passes, but then he left the game, but came back and threw more passes. Was he healthy enough to play?
Yeah, here's the situation with our quarterbacks. It's been unfortunate. Everybody knows now, so I'll announce Noah has a hand injury. And he is healed, right? He had it repaired and he is healed, but he has stamina. His stamina isn't what it needs to be yet. So he's not in danger of hurting himself worse, but he can't always grip the ball the way he wants to. And when he can sometimes, then it comes and goes. And part of it is fatigue, muscle fatigue. His hand was in a cast or whatever that thing he had on for quite some time, and it takes a little time to get it back. So he's fought his guts out to get back. He's just not all the way back yet. Gavin, he actually has an injury that if he played tonight, he would have risked hurting himself worse. So we're never going to do that. He's getting better. And then Evan's the most healthy, but certainly he's been banged up as well. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, the quarterback situation, the way it is. It's not the way you want it as a head coach for sure, but, you don't get to pick that.
What determines how you utilize the quarterbacks who are healthy and available?
Well, Noah was the most healthy he's been. So when he's the most healthy, he's the most experienced. He's the guy that needs to play right now. But he can't do it a whole game. And you could see some of those passes got away from him, and it's frustrating for him because, he's used to being able to do that, and now sometimes he can and sometimes he can't. You saw there's some nice passes early. Evan's done some good things. When you look back over the course of the season, he's been able to have some completions and some plays, and turning the ball over, you can't do that. We're a good team and we don't turn it over.
You guys rank in the bottom 10 in most offensive categories. Do you have confidence that you guys can turn this offense around, and if so, why?
Well, I most definitely do. We have a lot of work to do. This bye week, we're going to have to really examine everything, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and who's doing it, and when they're doing it. And that's going to take some time. But you know what? We have the bye week to do it. We have to do it. We got a lot of football ahead of us. When you feel like I have felt, even in the Ohio State game, I feel like we're competitively playing, right? And that's a step along the way to becoming winning more than you lose. It's not a step that we much enjoy, but it's a step. You throw in some injuries, it makes it harder, especially at the quarterback position. But you can't pick the hand you're dealt. You got to play it. So if you got the 5 of clubs, you got to figure out how to win with the 5 of clubs. That's life.
Greg, Rutgers had 9 penalties that cost the team 97 yards. What can you say about the effects of these penalties on the team's chances of winning?
Yeah, it's hard to win when you have 9 penalties. There's no doubt about it. That's my job. I got to make sure that we play penalty cleaner football. We have at times, especially other times, other years. This year we seem to be making mistakes that are costly. That's the way it goes.
Nebraska's defense in the second half compared to the first half, where it seems like everything was clicking in that first half, and then it did like a complete 180 in the second half.
Yeah, see, I didn't feel like everything was clicking in the first half. That's where we differ, right? I think we had some opportunities. We had one drive where everything was clicking, and two, there were a big play made the drive go. I didn't ever feel like we were in a rhythm where it was just we were rolling. And I don't think that has to do with who's running it or who's throwing it, all those things. I think it has to do with we need to execute better, and we need to coach better. So are we giving them – that's what I mean when I say we got to examine what we're doing, how we're doing it, who we're doing it with. And certainly something's not working. The other side of the ball, I think they're playing very well, playing winning football. So we need to get it straightened out. We block a punt, and we come away with 3 points. Number one, you got to scoop and score the punt. We work on it all the time. We didn't execute it, right? Maybe I don't know. We got to figure that out, why it's not happening. Maybe we have to do a better job coaching it. But then we only get a field goal out of that. Those are the things that get you. That's what I'm talking about when I say missed opportunities.
Greg, what did you sense was the mood of the players in the locker room afterwards? And going into the bye week, are there things you have to do to maybe, I don't know, in terms of the energy level and get guys pumped up?
No, this team has a very strong culture. We have a very, very tight football team. I told them, though, I said, there'll be the doubters will be out there, the people that are telling you, you're not good enough, and you're not going to win another game and all those things. And that'll happen. And I said, you cannot allow circumstance to dictate your behavior. If you do, you're on for a wild ride. You have to believe in your culture, and you have to live it. Whether you win 14-13 or you lose 14-13, it's still, you got to be the same person. And that I believe we will be. I do. I believe we have that strength of culture in our locker room. They're very disappointed. I mean, to the point of grown men crying because they felt and they know we let one slip away today. But I don't know. I say that and I don't say that, right? Because when I'm on that other side, we won that game. If I'm Nebraska, we won it. You didn't let it slip away. We took it. And that's what I've been telling the team. We're in that area now where we have a chance to win, but you got to take it. That's a learned skill just like everything else.
Greg, what do you want to say to the fans who haven't seen a Big Ten home win in 5 years?
Well, that's tough. I agree. 2.5 of them are obviously when I was here. We've had some really good competitive home games. We've had some not so good ones, but I think it's good competitive Big Ten football, and it has to turn into really good winning Big Ten football. But as I said, the whole time, I know everybody. We did some things, and people got real expectations. But this is the way it's going to go when you build a program. It's not going to go like that. So we'll get there. And I know our fans believe it. I don't think they do. They know. They're frustrated, as I am frustrated, but I know they believe.
Greg, you mentioned how well the defense played. Does that add frustration to this? Because knowing what could be if the offense got it figured out, or is it more confidence that if you get that offense figured out, then things can kind of go in the right direction?
A little of both. Yeah, certainly it's frustrating when you're playing well enough on one or two of the phases and not on the other, but it's a team sport. It's the ultimate team sport. And right now, as the head coach, I need to figure out a way with our staff to get that part of the team playing better and to continue to have the other two phases continue to get better and better as we go. The biggest thing we need to do is we need to get better. That sounds very cliche, but we're not good enough to win these games yet. I'm not good enough. Our team isn't good enough. Our staff isn't good enough. We need to get better.
Fourth quarter timeouts, the back-to-back timeouts. What happened there?
That was a substitution error. Yeah, that was certainly not something I was very pleased with, but sometimes that does happen. There's a lot of emotion going on. I think, again, if you saw, there was guys out there. Carnell Davis is playing. There was several changes. There were some injuries there. We lost Desmond Igbenus, and then we lost Max Melton, and there was a lot of guys, and we weren't really sure what they were going to do, because it was, are they going to throw it and end the game? They get a first down, the game's over, or are they going to run it? All those things. And we're in and out of different packages throughout the timeout, and one of the guys just didn't hear it, and that's us. We got to make sure they hear it. So wasn't going to let it get a first down. We had one to use. I used it, but yeah, I'm not real happy about that. I do believe that these kids will stick together. I do believe that they're going to work their tails off, and we're going to get better as a team, and I'm confident of that. So thanks.